Okay, we're live.
Good morning, guys. Saturday, 10 a.m. First point I want to bring up, this is the beginning of these 2 weeks that we talked about for the last month, the last 2 weeks of August, being a very different way of trading. You have to make your adjustments because this is when the markets get empty. The senior guys go away on vacation. Okay, I've been in this business for over 4 decades. There's no senior guys around. So the junior guys are watching the markets. More important, they're watching risk, which means they have to watch the risk they have and can't be as aggressive as to take newer risk. So what does this cause? Pockets. So you have to adjust the way you trade. And we think it starts yesterday, which today is Saturday. And going forward, we're going to be, if you follow us at all, we're here on YouTube. We're here also on TikTok. We're going to be going live every morning at 8:30. Okay, every morning. We usually go a couple of days a week. Monday through Friday this week, Monday through Friday next week, and every Saturday. All right. Why? You got to make the adjustments. Hopefully, by the time people prepare and recognize they got to make an adjustment, it could be a week into the market, and you could be hitting pockets. We're already prepared. We're all ready to go. So we have our ideas, but we adjusted our strategies. And what did we do? The first thing we did was get ourselves flexible. So what did we do over the last couple of days? Sold out of some positions or trimmed some positions. Some of them that have been working. And added some positions. And you know the ones we added a couple of shorts in addition to our longs. So we're nice and balanced. Because my opinion is overall, the sensitive side of the market could be the downside, not the upside. The market continues to hold, strong as could be. Every pullback in the morning looks like today's the day, but it isn't because it holds. You're going to have one of those days, and I think it's going to be in the next 2 weeks, where the market's not going to hold. And the market's going to say, what just happened? And then you're going to have a second day where it can have maybe something overnight. And then if you get to that third day where the market has no bounce in it, then people get a little uncomfortable. And then trades might be forced to trim. And there's the pockets. And I do think it's going to happen. So let's go over a couple of things we did. If you joined us yesterday on our live, we focused on one commodity that we think, or one sector, natural gas. We think that's going to turn. So we made a video about it. Okay? This is what we're looking at. And natural gas, why we're looking at it? Okay, look at it. It's the low it's been for a year. Okay, what are we doing at this point? We're getting to the tail end of August. Every day that goes by now, we're getting closer and closer to hurricane season. Okay, so we don't know when they're coming. We're not weathermen. But if you think we're going to go through a whole year without a hurricane, okay, then you know what? That price is right. But what happens if you do get a little bit of a hurricane season, or you get a little bit of an active hurricane season? The market's got to adjust. You know what this tells me? The market doesn't have hurricane season priced in. And the way we read charts, which is a lot different than others, we look for little signals. And you know what? This was a support area. Okay, this was big around here. And then this, you go back to here, this was an area. So all these days, the market is getting out. They just said, you know what? It's not holding, it's not holding. This pushes them to the level. This is when they try this, when they get out. Let me clean this for you. So every line here is a day. Okay, so it's spent a week and a half, 2 weeks below big support. So you know what that tells me? If there was, just as an example, if there was 100 people that wanted the market to go higher, they threw in the towel. Maybe half of them threw in the towel. So now if the market bounces, okay, think about if the market gets back up to here. Okay, down here the market was getting itself long, caught long, waiting for weather. Now you take half the people out of the market, so we get back up to here. You say to yourself, oh, you know what? The market here was long. Now the market here is underinvested, going into hurricane season, going into not being able to take on risk, also being caught short technically because these were technical breakdowns. So this is what makes me bullish, not this little bounce that we were talking about yesterday. This is not this little bounce, but if you get up here, the market tone is going to go from being uncomfortably long to uncomfortably not invested or even caught short. And that's when you can get something. And if you happen to get a break and you get your hurricane season, look out on the upside. This is the point I'm trying to make. You got to look at your calendar, you got to look at the season, and you got to look at the edges. The sensitive side of natural gas is the upside, in my opinion. So that's one that we talked about it yesterday. It started happening. We made the video early in the morning yesterday. Throughout the day, natural gas held. Let's see what happens next week. One example.
What's the contract for this?
Yes, let's put it up here. This is NGU, September natural gas 25. Okay, now you're going to have about 2 weeks left in this, and then you could roll it to October. But we think the sense, and we are going to roll it. We're long natural gas. I would only tell you what I'm doing. So we are going to roll it no matter what, because and you don't even need the hurricane. You just need the murmur of the hurricane. Right now, the market feels like there's no weather. Don't worry about it. Everything is fine. There's plenty of natural gas around. It's fine, but the market has flipped its position. So there's the difference that people don't recognize. People say here, here, and here. It's the same market. It's not the same market. The market changes, and that's the way we read charts. That's the way we understand the three factors before we trade. Most people trade off of charts. Most people trade just off of fundamentals. There's a third factor, and we only trade if all three factors line up. Most people, you tell me, if you're a chartist and you trade just technically, how are you doing? Algorithms have taken those edges away. If you're just a fundamental trader, how are you doing? Okay, you're getting chopped up. We aren't getting chopped up because we wait for our spots.
We have a question on natural gas. Do you know any equities that are good to trade for natural gas?
We trade a natural gas ETF, which I'm not an ETF fan, but it does mimic the futures. UNG. Put it on for you right now. If you look, you recognize that chart? Well, look at UNG. It's going to be the same chart. Same chart, right, guys? If anything, this looks more constructive than natural gas futures. This is one we like a lot. We have it on, and we have it on higher, and we're going to add, but we have the futures on also. So that's one we have on pretty large.
And what's the ticker again?
UNG. UNG. It's the natural gas ETF.
Great.
Okay, so I only want to focus on that one because that's one we talked about yesterday, because it was really on our radar. If you belong to our group, we had another one on our radar yesterday, and we think it also put in a turn, and we think that's setting up for the next 2 weeks too. We stick with our commodity views. I don't have strong enough views in Apple or Google or Nvidia that I can back it up. All people do is you're going to hear the same stuff that an analyst will say. Okay, the analyst is saying, if you talk about Palantir, you talk about Google, you talk about Apple, Meta, the story is the same. Whether the price is here, 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 or here, they're the same story. I'm not interested in those because that doesn't do me any good. I want to know if copper is here and it's here, what's the different story? If wheat is here and now it's here, what's the story? I could explain that because I've been in the commodity sector or the commodity business for over 4 decades. So that's why we stick to what we're doing. What we talked about that's also setting up this week are a couple of the grain markets. We made a video about one early last week, the soybean market. We thought it was too cheap. We thought it was poised. The sensitive side was the upside. I'll just put up a quick chart because we want to get to questions. But look what happened since we talked about soybeans. See how they bounce? You know, and this is the point I'm trying to make, is the sensitive side. The sensitive side, it's easy to bounce higher. It's going to be hard to grind lower. That's what we look for. This is the experience I have in commodities. I actually think this is just the beginning. Okay, this is a great trade right here. From here to here, great trade. We don't think that's the trade. We actually think soybeans get through certain areas, like up around here, they hit a nerve. And I've been trading commodities for a while. And commodities do work. And then when they hit nerves, very different market. It's going from the right lane on the highway to the left lane. You're going from 30 miles an hour to 130 miles an hour. So you may know how to drive this, but do you know how to drive that? And I think that's a good possibility here in soybeans.
All right, we have some questions here. The track of the Hurricane Erin is supposed to turn north and east of Florida.
Yes.
And head into the Atlantic. Still bullish in natural gas short term?
No. Natural gas, you got to know where these hurricanes are. Okay? If it stays on the Florida side, on the Atlantic side, it's got nothing to do with natural gas. When it gets below Florida and gets into the Gulf area, then what do? They got to shut down production. That's why they shut down the rigs. Okay, whether it's an oil rig that influence gasoline or natural gas. So the Florida side is not going to influence it. So if you're going to focus on hurricanes, just see where they are. That won't affect natural gas.
Okay, Arturo is asking about TMC.
TMC. Okay, this is one that we had on. Let's put it up. We had it on this year and we caught it, and then we've been waiting. Okay, this was a nice one. We bought it a few times. We bought it right around here. Okay, this is a underwater exploration. Got to a very good positive area in our opinion. We caught the move up, and then we got out. We get out up here. Actually, we got out around here, and we've been waiting for it to get to the spot. And if you belong to the group, the questions keep coming out. When are we getting in? I said, have patience, have patience, have patience. What happened Thursday night and Friday? Got to our spot. So we like TMC. We bought TMC here. We're actually looking to buy one more piece because we think it's going right back up again. We like this sector, and also it's on it's on the president's radar. Doesn't mean that's not what he's looking at, but it's on his radar. So as allotments or allocations go, that could be one, and that's what I think this pop was. Plus, it's a strong company. The earnings came out to make it pull back. We got in Friday, and we're looking to put on more.
All right. Those are the questions we have right now.
Okay. Let's go over a couple of ideas that we think are setting up. Let me look over here. Why? Because we put on a couple of ideas. We made a couple of videos on where we think the hot sectors could be and where they start to go. And one was we waited for rare earth. Okay, that sector we like. But people get caught in the traps. So one that we put on about 2 weeks ago, and now what it's doing now is actually more encouraging because the ranges are getting larger. This is where maybe a little bit of experience that I've seen over the years helps me. This might scare people. This is encouraging for me. This is rare earth. Okay, now we like this sector, and as you can see, this is USAR, USA rare. Okay, and as you can see, rare earth was on no one's radar screen 6 months ago. Stock did nothing. But you know, this is the value, in my opinion, right? Sat around here. Then rare earth became a problem. China's got all the rare earth. We don't have any. How are we going to negotiate to get it? And what happened? Everybody jumped in and they got caught, burnt. Then the president said, we know ways around it. Everybody got caught again. They got burnt. They got caught again and they got burnt. We waited for this one. And then when it got here, this is literally a couple weeks ago, we bought a bunch of it right here. And we have rare earth on. And we're catching a nice ride. We have no interest to sell anything. But what I like about it, let me clean this up a little for you. Because you know what this tells me? This is more encouraging. This is just mania and the hype and the meme. They don't even know what rare earth is. If you ask anybody what rare earth was when it traded up here, I bet you they couldn't name 5 rare earth metals. Okay? So that's what the problem is. What happens here is these big moves are healthy because it means the ranges are changing. Okay, so people say, wow, I don't know if I can stomach this to this. We want to see this because if we're right, that means the next waves up are going to be large. So right now we're getting a free look from being along down here, not getting spooked on these moves. We just think that if you get the larger ranges and we happen to be right and they're on people's radar, then a 12 can have a 2 handle on it, or maybe even a 3 handle. That's the experience I've had. When ranges change, then you got to say to yourself, how do we recalibrate? In our opinion, is because we got in at a good level, the ranges are to our advantage, not our disadvantage.
Okay, Asan has some questions. A nice bounce on JetBlue
Yeah.
and LUV. Any thoughts?
Yes, good. Great questions, because that's what we're going to talk about. Okay, JetBlue, we got a decent position. If you're with the group, you know JetBlue, we have a decent position. We finally got the bounce, but what you needed was a second bit of wave, okay? Because this is kind of a top here, right? So think about it. So, we've had it on for a while. Very large, very decent position. We sold a tiny piece up here, a small piece, just to participate. Why? Because if it does top off again and pull back, we can put it back on again. But you get through here, it can start to open up. And the market is pretty much been put to sleep here. So that's why we like it too, because then if it is interesting, then the market could go. And if you trade JetBlue, or if you follow us, we trade JetBlue very different. We trade JetBlue one way and every other airline a different way. And there's a reason why. It's not for this, not for YouTube and not for TikTok. The group is entitled to know that reason. But it trades very different. In the interim, so we have YouTube on. We have a JetBlue on. We also have Southwest Airlines. And we have we have a decent position on that one too. And we think that one's getting ready to open up. Here we go, right here. And you can see it's starting to bounce. So this is what we want. What we wanted to see there, this was bullish for us. Okay. The way we read charts very different than others. So the charts, the fundamentals, and the movement made this people might say this is bearish. Our opinion is this is bullish. Okay. And if you look at the way we read charts, this thing should start to go and should start to go now. Okay. This is one that Guy Adami called. If you belong to the group, we have a Thursday webinar with Guy Adami from CNBC. Guy Adami, down here, if you look at this, I don't even have to look at the date. I know what this was. This was a Thursday morning, so that's when we have the webinar. This guy said, this is one you got to put on your radar. Very good shot to bounce large. Look at the bounce. We got up here, and right around here, I know this was another Thursday. Guy goes, this thing is ready to breathe, and it can breathe a lot. Look at this move. You got to be kidding me. He called this. Now we got down around here, the way we see the setups, this is set up for a big bounce. So we think, see how fast it moves? We think it's going to move fast here too. What a great trade. Buy something at 29.30, see it get back up to this area with the downside very limited. That's the way we look to trade. So that's what we look at LUV, and that's the way we looked at JetBlue.
All right. Natty's asked about UVIX. What are your thoughts on
The
that?
VIX. Okay. The VIX was our way, because I've been bearish in the overall stock market for the last, well, for close to about 3 or 4 weeks now. And about 2 weeks ago, a cheap way to be bearish was to buy the VIX, because the VIX is too cheap for this part of the year. And I don't think it's being priced in, because like I said, I think the market hit pockets. So I think if the market does breathe in these next 2 weeks, the VIX is going to snap right back up. But we also navigate the VIX. We put UVIX on. We bought some, you know what, let's put it up this way you have an idea what we're talking about. We bought some UVIX. Let me just find out. I don't know if I have it on here. Yeah, right? Okay, perfect. Okay, we put it on. You see, the chart says nothing because you got this pretty much aberration. We put some on around 17. The next day, it bounced up to 20. We sold the piece out. So the piece you sell at 20, now they're sitting around 14, kind of cancels out that. So you're really only trading, you're only exposed on a smaller position. That's what navigating does. It keeps your price, when things don't work against, when things work against you, it keeps your price up a little there. And that's exactly what it did. We just think that this thing can accelerate if the market breathes. The market's not breathing. So we have the VIX on. It's a cheap way of us being short the overall stock market.
Okay. Thoughts on long-term GME?
GME, no opinion.
All right. Those are the questions we have right now.
Okay. I'll show you where we stand. Okay, this is us for the year. Let me get this out. This helps a lot. Okay, guys. This is what we're up for the year. We're up, it's 200%. This is just the trades that have finished. We have pending trades. We're up 200% for the year. This is no exaggeration. There's no smoke and mirrors. It's all here. It's all in the stuff that we talk about. Commodities, commodity equities. We keep that exposure. You can look at everything. Look at the names. Silver, gold, platinum, sugar, okay? Gasoline, energy stocks, natural gas, palladium, okay? So they're all here. We don't trade the big names because we don't think there's an edge. We think there's an edge here. There must be an edge because it's working. We trade the style that I've been taught from the best teachers on the planet before I retired from my career, okay? These are trades. We're not investors. This is not an investable market, in my opinion. It's a trading market. As you can see, look at these are trading. The green means we made money in the trade. Red means we lost, okay? See the greens, you see the reds. We don't know, not all greens. Anybody keeps telling you they're always making money, they're full of crap, okay? It's a two-way street. Just got to know how to manage your winners better than your losers. That's what it adds up to. You can see we're very active, over 350 trades this year. Okay, it's not an investable market. We don't put on a trade and watch it all year. If you want to make 10, 11%, beautiful. That's what you want to do. We're aggressive traders. But if you want to make 10, 11% and still exposed to the downside, or if you want to sit there and make, think about it, 20 times that amount over a 7-month period, it's possible and it's feasible. We made 100%, over 100% last year. We're up 200% this year. I actually think this is going to be a bigger number in the next couple of weeks. It's there. You just got to devote a little time. But we've had people on that said, I devoted 6 months and now I'm at the target in my life that I thought I would have to wait 10 years. Someone just, I'm not exaggerating, believe me, I would not do that to anybody. Someone sent me a picture yesterday, said, thank you for showing us ways that I was able to purchase this house for I can enjoy with my kids and grandkids that I thought would be 10 years down the road. Now fine, he focuses, over the last 6, 7 months, but it's there. That's the thing. And there's still another half a year, and I think it's going to be there too. This is how you join. RNTR Trading, guys. Get all of this. We're going to show you the Discord chat, what's on it. Everything is there. These are the prices. If you're looking, you could quit anytime. You want to join for a month? Ask the group. They'll validate everything I've been saying. Okay, everything is transparent. Okay, we do things properly. I'm not here to jerk anybody around. The nicest people on this planet belong to this group. We have a Discord chat, tell you everything we do every day. Okay, give you our opinions. This is my opinion all day. When we're looking to trade, we tell you what we're looking to do. And I tell you before I do it, not after the fact, like a lot of these people do with their sites now. I notice they tell you after the fact, hey, I had a great trade. I got in. Did you guys get in? Well, what good does that do? We tell the whole team what we're doing first, and then we do it. We do it as a team, and it seems to be working. Also, the market's going up. Everybody's a trader. Beautiful. What about when the market goes down? You don't think it's going down? It's going down. We trade from the short side too. Just one example, just happened to be looking at it. We were short a position. We went short JP Morgan on the 7th. Came down to our area, covered our short. So we make money both ways. So if this market goes down, a lot of people are going to be giving a lot of money back. If this market goes down, we're not giving money back. We're going to be taking advantage of that. So this is what we have all day. Get trade alerts. We trade futures. We give you alerts there. Okay. We have midday clips. Every day we come up with a clip, tell you exactly what our opinion is. We make adjustments because the market is full of reversals. Thursday webinar with Guy Adami, I just talked to you about. Macro views, it's up to me to find trading strategies. We have a bots. If you trade bots, you want to look at this. This is Joe Bot. On fire. Got to be up over, he's up close to almost 60% in the last 3 months. Now, if you're a bot trader, I'm learning the bots. I learned at the beginning of the year. I was a tentative, now I'm a believer. If you're up 60%, keep doing what you're doing. But if you're getting chopped up, this is working. You see the trades, see the strategies, all the parameters, everything are here. No smoke and mirrors. Look at the positions, and that's all you see. Thumbs up, on fire, hearts. This is not me. This is the members. Okay? Look at these trades. Fantastic job he's doing. Okay? That's where we stand. Yeah, like I said, we're going to put it up again. RNTR Trading. If you're interested, you call us and we will get back to you. Okay, we do this process properly. So everybody that's in the group belongs there, but we got to get to you. Okay, you get a lot of people looking for your money. Some copycats are saying, send us your money. Or we trade crypto. We don't trade crypto. We look at crypto equities. We don't ask you for your money. We don't want your money. We just tell you, you're looking over my shoulder. So if you want to trade the way I trade, fine. If you don't, it's up to you. But you can see the returns. They're there. And anybody could do this. We have people who are basic traders, knew nothing about it. They learn along because we have a couple of courses that you can learn how to trade if you're a total beginner. If you have a little polish, you ask questions all day. It works.
All right. I
Good.
think we're up for time. So
Okay. We'll be back next Saturday. We're going to start to throw a couple of midweek YouTubes. We'll give you a heads up first, all right? Watch yourself these next 2 weeks. Very, very important, guys, okay? I'll see you next week.